And now here at Wildlife Safari Stadium, I'm with the president of Forestfield, Mr. Andy Osborne. Good evening, Andy.
How you doing, Eamon?
And also the team manager of the first team, Kev Hart. Good evening.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good. And how long have you been with the club, Kev?
We came here about 15 years ago. I was involved with Gosnells before that, and my son Jordan came down to the club, so I followed him down and helped out ever since.
And Andy, you're delighted to have the man of this stature here at the club.
Oh, look, I think when you have a club like ours, you rely very heavily on the members. It's not very often that you actually meet an individual that's prepared to put in hours and hours of work, unsung at work, not in the limelight, and Kevin's definitely one of them. Obviously, we're sad to see him leave. He's going on a year's trip around Australia, enjoying a bit of semi-retirement. There's only one question I want to know, Kev: are you going to come back when you return to Perth?
Yeah, I'll be back. We'll be away for probably 12 to 18 months. I've got the opportunity to do it, so got the full drive in the caravan and we're off to the fishing.
Yeah, so where's the plan? What's the plans? Or are there any?
Well, just briefly, we're going to Exmouth to do a dive with the whale sharks, then Horizontal Falls, Gibb River Road, if you know what that is, around the top end, and then just keep cruising.
Yeah, so nothing much really.
Not much, just a few Ks.
So how have you found your time here at Forestfield?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. As I say, Jordan came here as a junior when he was, 15 years ago, and he's 28, 29 now, so we've been here for a fair while and I've seen heaps and heaps of changes. And Forestfield is what you see today, magnificent stadium, and the last couple of years has been fantastic.
And what do you think of them being in the NPL?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely, it's a big step up. It's as far as you can go in the state, apart from glory, obviously. But yeah, I think it's unreal, and the difference between Division 1 and the NPL is huge. The physicality of it and the skill level, the speed, it's just another step up.
Yeah. And do you think they're going to survive in the NPL this season? How do you think they're going to go this year?
I think they'll survive. We've got a really young squad. I'm not sure what the average age would be, but I'd say 22, 23. Yeah. Jordan's probably the old man. He's 29. So, but they're playing very well as youngsters, so I think the next year or two they'll do well, and I'm hoping they'll finish sort of around mid-table. If they play like they played the first half of the season, I think they'll do very well. They do well against the top sides.
Yes, indeed. And how do you think it's going tonight? Obviously not so hot, but...
No, they've given away a couple of, I wouldn't say sloppy goals, but a header from the corner. And that last goal, credit to the forward, he did very well to hold off four defenders and put the ball away. So we've just got to come back in the second half and do the same thing.
And what's your thoughts on the first half, Andy? Because I know normally you're sort of out the back and sort of trying anything you can not to watch the game, but what do you reckon?
Yeah, I can't sit in the grandstand when there's a game on. I have to walk around. So I think when we won the playoffs down at Mandurah, I don't think I saw any of the game.
No, you did.
I was behind the grandstand for most of that. Look, first half obviously didn't go according to plan. I think we're playing some good football. Maybe not as much in the first half today, but as Kev said, we're fingers crossed for this season. I think we actually play some decent football. I think we play well enough, I think, to stay up. It's definitely a consolidation year for us this year. We're in the NPL. We want to be here for the long haul, not just a one-season wonder. Second half, I hope Rod's having a chat with the boys, because I'd like to send Kevin off with the victory today. Maybe a draw at this stage I'll take.
I reckon you would. Seriously though, one point on all this: 5 games in 15 days for semi-professionals, and all hard physical games. Is it something that we really need to look at for further future seasons?
Oh, look, I think most of the NPL teams have been in the same situation, so it's not giving an advantage or a disadvantage to any teams. But I think 5 games, 15 days, it's probably too much. I mean, it's a lot for the players and the coaches, of course, because I think in the last 2 or 3 weeks we've not actually had a regular training session.
Yes.
You're coming back and recovering, and then all of a sudden the next game's right on top of you. I mean, we're lucky enough that we've actually won our cup games too, so there's going to be more games in the future. The more games you play means you're winning, right? So it's pretty good. A midweek NPL round, not sure about that. I think we could have probably done something different there. crowds. We're known for our fairly decent crowds, and the crowd on Wednesday was probably
The
our
lowest
worst
of the season.
The lowest of the season, yeah.
Yeah, I think that just sends the
So
message.
look, I'd like to see a little bit different. I mean, the regular games, the regular season games, you have control of. The cup games you don't, and obviously we want to win the cup games, so we don't mind playing those games. But I think maybe a midweek cup game with regular season on the Saturdays, especially when in about 2 weeks' time I think we've got a free Saturday in the league, which just seems crazy to me. I know it's identified for a cup round, but basically there's 8 teams in it, 6 NPL teams in it, so the other 8 have a week off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we could give it a bit more thought, but it's not just here in WA. It's our fixture list ties in with the rest of Australia. It's got to finish by a certain date. We've got to tie in with the round of 32 and things like that. So I can understand there's a lot of factors involved.
All right. Well, listen, gentlemen, thank you very much. Kevin, thank you very much. I'm saying it on behalf of Forestfield, although I'm not Forestfield, but thanks very much for your commitment into the club.
I will say on behalf of Forestfield, thanks very much, Kevin.
It's a pleasure.
Have a great trip, and we'll hopefully see you back.
Okay,
Thanks very much.
thanks. And thank you, Andy, for having us here again tonight.
No worries.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.